Children, good morning everyone. This is Rajesh sir teaching you mathematics, and as you know already we started 14th chapter statistics, and I hope everyone doing the works, but nobody is submitting the homework in the homework groups. I already added each and everyone in the maths homework group. So 10th class children, don't neglect children. Suddenly school may start in the next month. So what is your response? I don't know. Immediately we'll check all the works which are allotted to you. So children, until now what we discussed here, mean, how to find the mean of the group data using three methods, that is direct method, assume mean method, step deviation method. Now children, afterwards we learn mode, what is the formula for mode of group data, and next in the previous video what we have discussed, that is median of the group data also we discussed. Now today just we'll talk about graphs children. Did you remember in the 8th class, 7th chapter I think so, in the last exercise we have ogive curves. So this word we have got already in the previous section only. So once again we will talk about that ogive curves. So ogive also we can say that less than cumulative frequency curve and more than cumulative frequency curve. Both combined we can say ogive curves or else cumulative frequency curves. Now today let us begin graphical representation of cumulative frequency distribution, that is page number 351. If you have textbooks you open it. Otherwise today I will discuss everything, each and every point which is important, how to draw the graph, and also we will solve one problem, and you need to do in the graph sheet only, graph book only. Okay children, and this is a very important graph. As you know in the board examination compulsory in the paper 2 he will ask you one graph. That graphs comes from the 14th chapter only. Okay children, so let us not waste our time. We will talk about graphical representation of cumulative frequency distribution. Page number 351 children. If you open the book once you understand. As we all know, pictures speak better than words. Already you know, pictures speak better than words. Suppose small children, you see children, what they'll do, if cartoon books are there, they'll usually they're very much happy to read that cartoon books. And our books are there, they won't get interest to read. Why? Because the pictures are very big in that cartoon, and they'll see the picture and they understand. Without anything reading also, by seeing the cartoon or the picture, they can understand what is the story in the book. Okay. Similarly, means why we described pictures speak better than words. For that reason, I explained the example. A graphical representation helps in understanding given data at a glance. This is a very important point. So please you fix the points. They may be useful for you. So what is saying, a graphical, what is use? A graphical representation helps us in understanding given data at a glance. This point meaning, if you want children, so now the matches are going on. You are very busy with the matches. Some people without doing the works, they keeping all the works aside and watching the cricket tournaments going on. No? So now in the match, after one innings completes, then he gives you scoreboard. So that is one type of graphical representation. Sometimes he will give you pie chart. Okay, cricketer, if a batsman hits 100 runs, he will give you one pie chart and say that leg side 50 runs, on side 25 runs. Like that he will mention in the graph. He won't give you any passage. He won't give you like a paragraph. He will give you the representation will be in the form of either. Sometimes you will see the curves. For example, in the if innings completed, he'll give like this. India score like this. Means he'll give you some overs here and runs here. So these kind of things we are means whatever you want to explain without saying in the paragraph, showing in the other form. So this is a very useful thing. So what is mean here? A graphical representation helps us in understanding given data at a glance. Glance means sudden look. Means no need to read the table. How many cricketer scored, how many runs. So by seeing the table only, we can see each and every information. How many runs he made, how many balls he made, and who made him out. This all information will be given in the representation only. Okay, children? In class 9, we have represented the data through bar graphs, histograms and frequency polygons. So in the 8th class and 9th class, we have discussed all these things, frequency polygon, histograms also, histograph, you learned all histograms. Now, let us now represent cumulative frequency distribution. So for drawing OGUs, it should be ensured that class intervals are continuous because cumulative frequencies are linked with the boundaries but not with the limits. So here, one topic is included OGUs. For drawing OGUs, these points you have to copy in the graph book, children. For drawing OGUs, it should be ensured that the class intervals are continuous because cumulative frequencies are linked with boundaries, means they will be continuously, means suppose you are talking about 0 to 10, next you will continue 10 to 20, means here they must be linked here because we are drawing the boundaries. So when you are drawing the graphs, OGU goes compulsory, they must be continuous. Now page number 352. So given one graph beta, recall that all the values 10, 20, 30, 100 are the upper boundaries of the respective class interval. And what is saying here only you know. So here this is lower boundary, children. Lower boundary. And this will be the upper boundary. Here also lower boundary, upper boundary, LB, UB. Okay, so now how to represent the graph, or else to represent the graph, represent the data graphically, we mark the upper boundaries of the class interval on the horizontal axis. Important point, children. To represent the data graphically, we mark the upper boundaries. Upper boundaries, whatever are there here, these we are marking on the x axis. So next, I would like to write one more point, children, here. To represent the data graphically, what we will do here, we mark the upper boundaries, we mark the upper boundaries on horizontal axis, that is what we did, horizontal axis also called as what, x axis, means upper boundaries will be on the x axis and the corresponding cumulative frequencies. Now their corresponding cumulative frequencies on the vertical axis. The corresponding cumulative frequencies, where they will be on the vertical axis. That is y axis. These all points you are writing the graph book compulsory. Now after that, what to do here? We have to choose a convenient scale. Means one scale on x axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 units. Like that we will take beta. Now after that, we have to plot. After what to do here? We will get the points on the graph sheet now. Plot the points, whatever you get here points on the graph sheet. After plotting the graph sheet, then we'll get a curve. Which after joining, after plotting the points on the graph sheet, we have to join the points on a graph paper by a free hand smooth curve. We have to join the points which we plotted in the graph sheet by a free hand smooth curve. Now, so here in the page number 352, one important point is given here. One note is there, my children. So what is the note? You know, the term ogive. Actually, the spelling is ogive, but it is pronounced as ojeev. Means it is ogive here to say, and it is derived from word ogi. Okay, what is an ogi? An ogi is a shape consisting of concave arc flowing into convex arc. So this actually this is no need for you better. This will be used in the architecture. So in the upcoming, when you are in the future, if you join the architecture, then this OG or OG whatever is there, you understand. This what you understand, first one you understand. The term OG actually so G is there here, but OG I have to say, but the pronunciation is OG better. OG is nothing but cumulative frequency curves. So now in these two types are there better. One is less than and one is more than. So that I will explain you once you go through it. Then obtaining a median from the given curve. I forgot to tell you better. I said that two types are there here. One is less than ogive or else less than cumulative frequency curve or else more than ogive. So these two things you understand with the graphs better. Less than it will go from bottom to up, like this the curve will come. This is less than CF also we can say. Distribution is CF and a curve is less than ogive. Less than ogive. This will draw the graph now. I'll explain it. And greater than means it flows like this. It's from here like this. Okay, I'll explain all these things, don't worry. Now, what is the median? I'm explaining in this. So, how to get the graph from the given curve is there, beta. So, the two ogives, we'll draw the two ogives. The two ogives will intersect. The two ogives will intersect. If you just combine these two graphs separately and on here, sometimes ask you for one question only both the curves. So both we have to draw here. So automatically they will meet. The ogives will intersect each other at a point. From this point, this is very important topic. It is helpful for all exercise problems. If you draw perpendicular axis or perpendicular line on which axis? On x axis. The point at which it cuts the x axis It cuts the x-axis, gives us the median. So now the two ogives will intersect each other at a point. From this point, we have to draw a perpendicular. For example, if I draw in this way, I draw both less than and more than. Less than OG is one, this is more than OG. Now they are meeting a point here. Is that here? Intersect each other at a point. From this point, we draw perpendicular on the x-axis. So we will draw a perpendicular line on the x-axis. Now the point at which it cuts the x-axis gives us the median. Means wherever you have seen here, means whatever you draw perpendicular line drawn here. The point on the x-axis, what is this point here? This will become as the median. Means median problem we have used the formula and we did here. Now by using the graph also we can find the median. Now let us go for exercise problems. Look into example number 14.4 children. The following distribution gives the daily income of 50 workers of a factory. So here a factory is there. In the 50 workers are working, their daily income is as listed here. Daily income for some people, 12 members are there here. For them 250 to 300. 14 members are there, for them income is 300 to 350. And next one 8 members are there, 350 to 400. Next 6 members are there here, 400 to 450. Next 10 members they are getting 450 to 500. So what to do here? Convert the distribution above to a less than type, children, less than type cumulative frequency distribution and draw its ogive. So you have to make a table, cumulative frequency, how you did in the median, and we have to draw the graph also. These problems totally in the graph sheet only. Okay children, now look at the board, I'll explain it. Okay children, now what we have read in the question, that is 14.4 first problem we are doing now. We are drawing the graph of less than ogive. In order to draw the graph of less than ogive, you have to find first of all less than cumulative frequencies. If you got this one, then only you can draw the graphs here. And one more thing, mid values also we have to place here. Even here mid values are not required at all. We have got upper boundaries. In the notes I gave you in the previous starting with what I said, upper boundaries on the x-axis we have to plot and cumulative frequencies on the y-axis. Okay children? Now don't get confused here. Very simple, very easily you can find here. Just check once whether they are exclusive class or inclusive class. If they are exclusive class, yes they are exclusive class. If they are exclusive class, then no need to worry. Directly upper boundary we take. This is LB. This is UV. Okay, upper boundary here 300. Next one is 350. Next one is 400. Next upper boundary 450. Next one 500. So these all are x values. Means you have to plot on the x-axis. Now coming back to less than cumulative frequency. How to find this one? Already we find the median problem. So many problems we did median problem. Same as this. So first number what is there here? 12 as is written. Next add 12 plus 14. That is 26. Again 26, see here 26 plus 8, that is 34. 34 plus 6, that is 40. 40 plus 10, that is 50. Now while coming to the point, see if you want to locate the graph, anything if you want to draw also, we need some compulsory point here. Point means x coordinate and y coordinate. So here you take upper boundary and frequency. 300 comma 12. First one is 300 comma 12. First one. Second one 350 comma 26. Next one 400 comma 34. Next one 450 comma 40. Next 500 comma 50. So this is the table we made here. Now using this table, we have to draw the graph in the graph sheet. And one more thing children, here less than, depending on what you have to do today. If it is more than, you make it dozen. More than what to do sir here means you do one thing. For more than, you take last number as is and going on adding from bottom to top. For less than, we take it like that. Next, top to bottom we added here. For more than, you take from bottom last value and going on adding the numbers. Sir, we will get confused no sir, less than frequency and more than. Very simple. For less than frequency, starting number will be less only. For more than frequency, starting number will be more. You can identify like this. Okay children? Now we will do the graph. So you open the graph books and we will draw the graph. Less than OG. So here I am drawing now here 14.1 exercise. Sorry, 14.4 exercise. First bit, first one. Now, first we will draw x-axis and y-axis. Vertical line is called as y-axis, and horizontal line is called as x-axis. And this is origin. So you have to mention here one more thing, children. Graph boundaries. You don't touch this axis up to the boundary. It looks neat if you don't touch it. Okay. Leave this. Don't touch the borders. Now we have to plot the points. Before that, we have to write a scale. Scale on x-axis. Again, scale on y-axis. Here, for every problem, it is same result. Right like this. One centimeter dash units. Again, here also dash units. So this total number will be same here. Only when replacing the values will be different here. Now, on the x-axis, what we have learned previously, 300, 350, 440, 500. So now let us say if we have sufficient place, you take 50. Otherwise, I am taking 100. 50 should I take? 50 means you take more. 100 you take more. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Suppose if you have a place more, you can take 50, 100, 150. Our wish, scale is in our wish. Now you can write here 0 to 100. What difference is here? 100. So I wrote here 100 units. On the y-axis, check once what is on y-axis. The highest value in the frequencies here, that is 12, 26, 34, 40, 50 is there here. Highest is 50. So can we take 2? If suppose 25 are there, you can take 2 as a class interval. Otherwise, you can take 4 also. I am taking 4 here. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. And 52. So up to I want 50. Right. Let us plot the values. First one is 300, 12. So these are what are hundreds or what are their upper boundaries or else boundaries of the class. And these are what here less than, what is the less than cumulative frequencies. Less than cumulative frequencies. Let us plot signal. First point is 300, 12. So start from 300. 300 you can start here. That is 300, 12. So start from 300. I am drawing a line here. As a line is no need better for understanding I am drawing here. So wherever you are getting is 2. Put the point dot one circle. This line is no need there. Only I want this point here. This is 300, 12. Similarly, 350. So in the middle, where was this one? This is 350. So 350, 26. So 26 is not available here. 24 is there here. 28 is there here. So in this, we can see the middle. So start from here. Not drawing the line, children. I'm not drawing the line here. We guess it in this way and here. So this is nothing but 350, 26. So like this you have to plot the points. Next one, 400, 34. 434. 400, 34. Still 450, 40. 450 on this line here, 40 with approximately. Right children? So on 400, We wrote 34 and next 450, that is 40. So in this line, you should go up. Where 40 is there? See, approximately here. So 450, comma 40. Last and final. That is 500, comma 50. 500, comma 50, which is middle there. So approximately here. 500, comma 50. Okay, children. After that, what I gave you notes, we have to join these points by using the smooth curve. That is, without using scale, you have to join like a curve. This is 350, comma 26. Now, slowly join the points here. Point to point, you join it. This line is no need, I said no, is no need here. Only point I want. So this is called what we draw here. This is nothing but less than ogive curve. So little bit curve. Don't use much curve here. So this graph is nothing but less than. So when writing less than, you do one thing, a small thing here, like this. Less than ogive. Okay. So this is the graph of less than ogive. For example, more than ogive is there means everything will be same only, plotting is same only. In the QD frequency only the values will change. Once I will explain here, we are write boundaries on the x-axis and frequencies on the y-axis. Now adjust your class interval depending upon your size. So I have taken 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. If you are spacious, we take 50, 100, 150 level, you can take means 50, 1 centimeter to 50 units. Now I put here and here 50 are there here. Suppose you have many units are there here, you can take 2 also. I have taken 4 here. So first I have taken here 300, comma 12. So from here 300 and from here 12. Where the meeting the point is called as 300 or 12. Next again 350. So in the middle 350 up from here and 26 will be in the middle of this one. So in this way I plotted here. One school will children. Children, second one, third one homework to you. Third one is a more than type distribution, so I'll explain that one. The following table gives production yield per hectare of wheat of 100 farms of a village. Production yield, so 50 to 55 hectares. So number of farmers is given 2 and 55 to 60 number of farmers 8 here. So 65 to 60 to 65 12. So what he asked him to find so on. Change the distribution to a more than type distribution and draw its ogive graph. You draw children. I'll explain how to make a table. Just look at the board. Lower boundaries. So lower boundaries. One more thing, what I said here, whether exclusive or inclusive, check it. Exclusive, no problem. You get it directly. So lower boundary over here 50. Next one children 55. Next one 60. Next one 65. Next one 70 and 75. These are the x values. And now more than CF, just now I explained you, more than CF or less than CF, we taken the frequencies, we added from top to bottom. Now take bottom to top. So what is the last one here? 16. As you know, 16 plus 38. 54. Right here again. 54 plus 54 plus again we take 78 plus 12 children. That is 78 plus 2 is 80 and 90. Again 90 plus 8 children, that is 98 and 98 plus 2, that is 100. So for more than CF, first will be more. So we fix it. Now points, take x boundaries and 50 comma 100 first one. Similarly 55 comma 98. Children, graph you have to do homework. I am not explaining graph. By seeing these points, everything I gave these points 60 comma 90. This is all what in the graph sheet is ready. 65 comma 70. Choose your approximate scale, accurate scale you take it and do it. 70 comma 54. And last one 75 comma 16. So this table you can draw in the graph sheet only, graph books only, and draw the graph of third one. Second and third homework is there. I hope this is the end of your chapter also. So complete this work. and in the next session again we have to go for next chapter. Thank you children, take care.
Good morning students. As you know everyone, my name is Shravan Kumar. I am going to teach you mathematics class 10 first chapter real number exercise 1.3. In exercise 1.3 I explained first bit and I given some homework to you. I hope you are doing the homework, and whatever the homework you are doing, that post it in the homework group. No one is sending that, so I hope this time you will send the class work and homework in the homework groups. Now I am going to explain you second problem. What the second problem here is? See the second problem. Without performing division, state whether the following rational numbers will have a terminating decimal form or a non-terminating repeating decimal form. So this is the question is given. So let me take the first one. What is the first one is 13 upon 3120. This is the question is given. What is the question? Without performing the division, means we should not do the division. Without doing the division, we have to tell it's a terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimal. We need to tell. See that if you do this denominator first, this denominator you do the prime factorization with 2 table and 5. So let me do the prime factorization. So what is the area? 3120. What is the last digit is 5. So I would like to take it at 5 digit. So 5 6 are 30. 1 carry. So 5 2 are 10. Right? Then you will go for 25. So 5 5 are 20. Again, what is the last digit is the 5. So we can take 5 table again. 5 1s are 5. 1 carry. So 5 2s are 10. Again 2 carry. 5 5s are 20. Then we can go for again 5 tables. Why? Because the last digit is the 5. So 5 2s are 10. 5 5s are 20. Again you are taking 5 5s are 20. So this 3125 you can write 5 to the power of 5. 1 2 3 4 5. That's why it is the 5. Then here is, now what is I am doing is 13 upon 3125, right? This is I am writing as a C. 13 by this 3125 you can write it as a 5 to the power of 5. So here what I am doing is I am multiplying and dividing with 2 to the power of 5. So what I am doing is multiplying and dividing with 2 to the power of 5. So what can you write? 13 upon 5 to the power of 5 into to the power of 5 by 2 to the power. Therefore, you can write clearly 30 into 2 to the power of 5 by 5 to the power of 5 into 2 to the power. So therefore, here observe it 13 into, so 2 to the power of 5 value. What the 2 to the power of 5 means? You can write like this. 2 to the power of 5, you can write 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 times you are writing. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 to the 32. So you will write here the 32. This is, you can write simple. The powers are same. You can multiply the bases. So 5 into 2 whole to the power of 5. So here multiplication 32 into 13. So 2 3 are 6, 3 3 are 9, 1 2 are 2, 1 3 are 3. So you can write 6, 11, 1 carry 460. So 416 bar is a 2 5 is 10, 10 to the power of 5. So 416 by, so 5 zeros you need to write. Right? Your power is 5 is there, so 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's, you can tell the denominator is a terminating decimal only. I am writing in the decimal form. So let me write 416. You need to count in the ones with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.0. So what is the answer is 0.00416. So it is now, you can tell that it is a state whether the following rational number will have terminating decimal or non terminating decimal. You can see this is a terminating decimal. So you can tell that 13 by 3125 is a 13 by 3125 is a terminating decimal. So once you focus on it, once you concentrate on it. Some more problems. Explain you sixth problem. The sixth problem here is given 23 by 2 to the power of 3 into 5 to the power of 2. See here is, you can tell that it's a terminating decimal or not. See what I am doing here is 23 by 2 to the power of 3 into 5 to the power of 2. Once concentrate on the problem. Here is the power is 3 and here is the power is 2. So I want to make that powers are equal. So because of that I am multiplying and dividing with 5. So multiplying and dividing with 5. So what can I write? 23 by 2 to the power of 3 into 5 square into 5 upon 5. I can clearly multiply and divide. So you can write 23 into 5 upon 2 to the power of 3 into 5 square into 5. So multiply. 5 3s are 15, 1 carry. 5 2s are 10, 11. So this is, you can write it as a 2 to the power of 3 into 5 to the power of 5, because our bases are same, you can add it. Therefore, you can write clearly 115 by powers are same, you can multiply the bases. So 2 5s are 10 whole to the power of 3. So what can you write here is 115 upon, here is 10 to the power of 3, means after 1 you will write 3 zeros, means it is a 1000. So this, how can you write it? 115, here 3 zeros are there, right? You need to start counting from unit place, 1 2 3 to the point of 0. So it is a terminating decimal. So you can tell that 23 by 2 to the power of 3 into 5 square is a terminating decimal. Then I would like to explain you 10th problem. What is the 10th problem now? What is the 10th problem? You may get the doubt here. What is the doubt, sir? Why you are multiplying divided with 5 only? Why we should not multiply with 4? See here is the denominator should be in the form of 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of n. So because of that, this power should be equal. I want here 2 to the power of 3 is there, right? Here I need to make as a 5 to the power of 3 only. So power should be equal. That's why I multiply divided with 5. So here I multiply divided with 5. Then only I got it here. Observe it. I make it as a 2 to the power of 3 into 5. Powers are 6. So because of that reason, I multiply and divided with. Suppose here 2 is there. Here 5 square is there. So here 1 is there. 2 to the power of 1. So you need to multiply and divide with 2 by 2. So you need to concentrate on the denominator. Power should be, and it should be 2 and 5 only. It should not be 3. It should not be 7. If it is there any denominator 3, 7, you cannot. It is not a terminating, not repeating. You can do. Continue 10th problem. What is the 10th problem here is given? 77 by 210. This question is given. So here is a very important thing is that 77 by 210, right? This denominator we need to write the prime factorization. What is the prime factorization? What is the prime factorization? So what do you like? 210. See, let me take 3 table or otherwise 2 table also no problem. This 0 is there, 2 table I am taking. 2 tens are 20, 2 5. Let me take 3 table. 3 3s are 9, 3 5s are 15. Let me take 5 table. 5 7. Yes or not? So 2 to the power of 10, you can write it as a 2 into 3 into 5 into 7. That only I am going to write in the denominator. So 77 by 2 to 210, you got it the prime factors 2 into 3 into 5 into 7. If it is the possible of cancellation, you can do the cancel also. 7 ones are 7 11s are. Again, can it possible to cancellation? It's not possible. 2 into 3 into 5. I told you in the previous class, in the denominator it should be 2 or 5. 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power of n. But you have here, the one more extra is 3. In the denominator, if you have 3, 7 more than half, if you should not, if you cannot observe this 2, only 2 or 5 if you have, otherwise if you have only 2, either if you have only 5, it is a possible of terminating. But you have here the 3, right? So we can tell that it is not terminating, recurring decimal. So here what you will write? I am going to write it. The answer is therefore 77 by 210 is non-terminating repeating decimal. So once you concentrate on remaining problems are all homework to you. Next, I am going to explain you third problem. What is the third problem? Write the following rationals in decimal form using, or mention using theorem itself. 1.4. See, what is the theorem 1.4? Yeah, let me write this the theorem 1.4 to see the first problem. What is the first problem? 13 by 25. See See, first of all, we are going to discuss what is the theorem 1.4. Once you concentrate on theorem 1.4 on the book. What is the here is let x is equals to p by q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 to the power of n 5 to the power of m, where n and m are non-negative powers, then x as a decimal expansion which terminates. Means is saying clearly denominator should be in the form of 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of n. If the denominator is there in the form of 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of n, or otherwise simple in the denominator 2 to the power of n, or only 5 to the power of n. If it is there this condition also, you can tell the denominator is there in this form also, you can tell it's a terminating decimal. If you have only 2 to the power of n, also you can tell it's a terminating decimal. If you have the denominator 5 to the power of m single, then also you can tell it is a terminating decimal. So here is I would like to tell you that what the given question 13 by 25. Clearly you can tell 13 by 25 you can write it as a 5 square. See, I told you the previous problem. Similarly, I am going to tell you that here is a 5 square is there. That's why I am multiplying, dividing with 2 to the power of 2 and dividing. So what can you write it? 13 into 2 square by, you can write it as a 5 square into 2 square. Here no need of finding the normal calculation. The previous class. So here I am writing directly because in the second bit, second problem I explained total process same only. That's why I am writing directly. So what you will write here 13 by the 2 square value 4. Here you can write here observe it. This is you can write it as a 5 into 2 whole square. So here you can write it as 13 4s are 52 by 10 square. So here you will write 52 by 100. So therefore you can write it as a 52. Let me write first 52 and put in the decimal point 1 2 point. So 0.5. Now I write in the decimal form. I write in the decimal form or not? So I would like to explain you one more problem. Remaining will be the homework to you. I would like to explain you second one. Once you consider second one also, let me explain you second one. What is the second one? 15 by 16. I would like to explain you three problem. Simple. What can I tell here is 15 by 16. To simple you can tell 15 by 16 you can write it as a 2 to the power of 4. Yes or no? 16 you can write it as a 2 to the power of 4. So 2 to the power of 4 means I am multiplying dividing with 5 to the power of 4. So let me write for your understanding. Multiplying and dividing with 5 to the power of 4. So here I am writing that 15 by 2 to the power of 4 into 5 to the power of 4 by 5 to the power. So 15 into what is the 5 to the power of 4? 5 by the 25. 25 into 25. So you will write 25, 625. So here is the 625 by 2 into 5 over to the power of 4. Why? Because powers are same. That's why I multiply the bases. So this is the multiplication you have to do. So 15, 5 by the 25 to carry, 5 to the 10, 12, 1 carry, 5 6 the 30, 30 was 1 into 625, 620. 5, 7, 3, 9. So 9, 3, 7, 5 by 2 by the 10 into the power of 4. So here what you will write? 9375 upon, here you will write 4 zeros. So it is 10,000. So what can you write here? The 9375. Let's count the digits. Here 4 zeros are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the point. Now you are giving the decimal form 0.79375. Therefore 15 by 16 is equals to 0.9375. So like that remaining problem you do as a homework. The next I would like to explain you fourth problem. What is the fourth problem? Express the following decimals in the form of P by Q and write the prime factors of Q. What do you observe? So let me tell the first question. What is the first question? 43.123 is the first question. Express the following decimals in the form of P by Q. Means we need to write in the form of P by Q and write the prime factors of Q. We need to write the prime factors of Q. What do you observe? What is the given decimal? Is the decimal or not? Given decimal. What is the given decimal? 43.123. This is, see, observe it. Here 43.123. This is, you can write it as a 43123 upon, after decimal point you have 3 digits 1, 2, 3. So you can write in the denominator 1000. See, here is 43,123, but he said clearly, if you are expressed in the form of P by Q, after that write the prime factors of Q, he said. What are the prime factors of Q? If you do the prime factorization, it will come in the form of 2 to the power of n, 5 to the power. See, let me take 2 tables. 2 5 are 10, 0, 0. Then 2 2 are 4, 1 carry, 2 5 are 10, 0. Then 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are 10. Let me take it the 5 table. 5 2s are 10, 5 10, 5. Means 1000 you can write as a 2 to the power of 3 into 5 to the power. Means here in the place of 1000 you are writing as a 2 to the power of 3 into 5 to the power. Now you can write the prime factors of Q. In the denominator you can here. Then this is the process. What is telling that what you observe means in the denominator it is there in the form of 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of n. Means the powers are means 2 to the power of into 5 to the power of n only. Both are powers are same. Then it will become the decimal form. You see. What is I am writing? The prime factors of Q is in the form of 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of n. Or m also you can take, no problem at all. If I am writing m, it is there in the theorem, that's why I written. So if it is there in the denominator in the form of 5 to the power of n into 5 to the power of n, then it is the decimal expansion you have to do. Then similarly, I will go for second one. So here is a 0.1201. Then what is the given decimal? Let me write here the given decimal. Given is a decimal only, right? Given decimal. See, this is the same problem of first one. So I hope you take it as a homework to you. This I won't explain you. Same similar to this process only, right? So then I will go for third problem. I would like to explain you third problem. What the third problem here is 43.12 bar R is there. That what you have to write this decimal form, you need to write in the form of P by Q. This is you learn in the 9th standard. In the 9th standard first exercise you learn this. Why? Because it is there in the bar. So this is you can write it as a clearly. Let me take that given decimal. What is the given decimal? 43.12 bar. See, let me take this value as an x. X is equals to 43.12 so on. Sir, non-terminating repeating decimals. This is you need to express in the form of P by Q. So, have you observed here is the periodicity? See, the bar on 2 digits are there. If it is bar on 3 digits, you need to multiply on both sides with 1000.
We can suppose we can say that I say them that multiply 100. Suppose we are in doubt. Periodicity is 2. But 1 2 only not there. No, again I will confuse. 1 2 only we taken. Only 2 times it was there. No, 1 2 1 2. Last one more XD down here. Last step. Here last step. 1 2 1 2 no needed. Last step. Rub it 1 2 1 2. 1 2 enough. Because again they will confuse. That 1 2 it came already. So remaining only that one. You can write but they will get confused. The prime factors of Q is not in the form. If you want to write again, 9, 11 as 9 times, 11 into 3 into 3 you can write. You write 3 into 3, that is not in the form of Q.
Here observe it 169 by this 99 you can get it as 11 into 3 into 3 or otherwise 3 square. So here is what you are observed here is the prime factorization, the prime factors will be here. The prime factors of Q is in the form of 2 to the power of n into 5 to the power of n. So these are the the homework problems are in this total second bit, third bit, fourth bit are homework. Second bit. In that second bit, I explained only 3 problems. So remaining all second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, ninth, third bit. In the third bit, I explained first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Fourth bit, second one, fourth one. So these are the homework. No need of thinking that the more homework is there. You can take 2 days. You can take 2 days also to finish this one. Don't worry. So thank you very much, my dear students.